I want to thank Nate for putting this event together. God bless you, Nate. Hopefully we come here for a wedding next year, Nate. He put this event together in 5 days. We have a crowd of like Yom Kippur. In 5 days, he put this event. So you should see the passion you guys have. Tonight, also, I want to thank my wife for always being right in my life and me being wrong and coming to humility. I want to thank her for her support, and I want to thank everybody here today for coming. And I know you guys, without your support, we would be nowhere today. We'd be on SoundCloud. So thank you guys. Thank you guys for your amazing support. The Bukharian community is very dear to me. They're very humble. They're very geared. They want to learn, and they're very hungry. That's why I come here. I come here because you guys have a lot of hunger, and you have a lot of humility, which is amazing. Which is completely amazing. You like nice watches, but it's okay. But you guys have a lot of humility and a lot of desire. And eventually, if the desire's there, we can do everything in life. So tonight we're going to talk about believing and giving. How to cure our heart and how to cure our mind. How to get in life and attract things in our life. And really, like the rabbi says, stop crying for no reason. We know that today, we have to understand the source of the problem. In order to fix the problem, we know that the problem becomes always the solution. So we're going to talk about today how to really connect our mind and our hearts. Unfortunately, sometimes our minds are into something, but our hearts are very far away. And tonight really is bringing that energy back. And when we increase energy, we increase everything. So we know that one of the biggest problems with the spies were that they wanted to believe it. First, they wanted to see it to believe it. They wanted to see it to believe it. They didn't want to go into emunah. They didn't want to go into having a better emotion before the moment. So one of the things that we need to work on is the mind overcoming negativity, thinking greater than we feel, being able to be positive without any proof. Being able to be hopeful and being able to be, even if things don't work out, being able to be in a better emotion. That is how we fix the believing. The second issue that we have is the crying for no reason. We spoke about today how we need to understand that the key element on how to build vessels. People ask me, Gedale, how do you build a vessel? How do you build a vessel? That's the number one question I get. First, do you have somebody for me? And the second one, how do I build a vessel? You know what I answer them? How you handle setbacks. That's how you build a vessel. How you handle setbacks in life. We know the rabbis, are you Scorpio? Of course it's a Scorpio. How do you deal with the Israelis and all that? That's how you do it. Scorpios know how to handle setbacks in life. The key element today, the spies, they didn't like the setback. They wanted to be guaranteed the land. They wanted to be shown everything. I want to go marry a person who's 100% perfect, and I don't want a setback. Today we're walking in there. Do you have a business that makes money with no risk? Do you have a soulmate that's perfect for me with no risk? We're walking in today very unprepared. So what happens when we get a setback? We start crying. We start becoming upset. We quit. And that tonight is the problem with the spies. They cry for no reason instead of turning it up. We just saw the stock market completely go in 4 months from, it looks like it was going to Tisha B'Av to Tu B'Av in 4 months. We saw the markets completely crash. Stocks were at $90 3 months ago. Today they're at 170, 180. Bitcoin, you guys all see it. Where is the money being made? When it's now at 180 or when it's $92? Where is the money being made? The money is not being made when everything's great. The money is being made in the setback. The money is being made in the setbacks. So today, I've had so many people. Why are you sad? Why are you anxious? This happened. This is what happened. You broke up with your girlfriend because she had a dog? I have 4 dogs in my house. You broke up because your mother-in-law is Persian? So what? I have a mother-in-law's Moroccan. The excuses today why people are getting out of things and stopping to do things is completely flaky. It's completely flaky. There's no desire anymore. The hustle is gone. If you guys ran your business the way we run sometimes our spirituality, we'd be bankrupt. We'd be bankrupt. We need to understand whether we're dating, whether we're doing anything in life, you are going to get hit with setbacks. The Jews went on 42 journeys. 21 were good, 21 were not so good. This is the story of your lives. This is the story of our lives. So how we handle setbacks today, how we come back from setbacks today. Are we able to be positive? Even though our Creator tells us that whoever puts Hashem as a partner in the setback, he gets double. He gets double. When I get setbacks in my life, I get excited. I don't get depressed. I don't get anxious because I know a setback means there's a new light coming. It's a preparation for a new light. It's a preparation for a new energy. But people today, we're not ready. We think, oh, it's not working. I'm not feeling the light. Create the light. Create the light. I'm not feeling my business. I'm not feeling this. This is not about feelings. You need to create light. We need to bring energy into whatever we do in our lives. Not wait for perfect conditions to go. So I want you to understand that the spies really got depressed. They cried for no reason. Why? Because they had a setback. What do you think? You're going to go into the land of Israel without a setback? You're going to go conquer the land without having a test? Are you kidding? Are you kidding? So they cried. They blamed the giants. And we're crying today because of that reason. We're crying today for that reason. We are crying today because we quit instead of turning it up. Relationships that could have been in the aisle, in the chuppah, but a couple of things went wrong. The evil inclination tested us. We got knocked out. So you want to build a vessel? You need to know what you do in a setback. How do you handle them? Another way to build a vessel is how are you able to be positive when things are not looking so logical? Are you able to have certainty over logic? Are you able to be more happy for no reason? Just because you believe it's going to work out. Rabbi Natan tells us something incredible. He says when you're running out of something, you know what you could do? You could borrow it. We know people, they run out of money. What do? They borrow money. Rabbi Nachman tells us that you can borrow happiness from the future. We can actually borrow. If you believe it's going to work out, you have to borrow. So if we realize it's really our intention that's off. If we fix our intention, if we fix the way we're looking at it, that's everything. And this is why the classes today, it's all about the mindset. It's all about the mindset. It's the key is the mindset. So the Baal Sulam tells us, and by the way, what he tells us also, if we're able to connect both the mind and the heart together, that's where all the shefa comes. So now I'm going to talk to you about the 4 types of giving, 4 types of levels of giving, that our job in life is really to work on channeling our vessel for the right intention. Any area in your life where you are passionate, for example, hard work that you don't like is stress. Hard work that you love is passion. What's the difference between passion and stress? It's very simple. It's both hard work, one you like and one you don't like. Shalom Bayit could be Shalom, I had it. If you're looking at it as stress. If you're looking at your wife as a burden, then that becomes a stress. If you're looking at marriage as an opportunity, then it becomes passion. That's the difference between two people. It's either passion or it's stress. Prayer can be passion or stress. Life can be passion or stress. The reason why we are stressed out is because we are not giving to give. We are giving to receive. So we know that the first level of any kind of energy that we have is receiving to receive. This is the worst energy possible. That means all you're doing things are for is to receive. You become a taker. If things work out for you, all you want to do is receive. We have to completely distance ourselves from receiving for this sake. The next level is giving to receive. So giving to receive means whatever I'm doing, I'm only interested in receiving. Right? I want to read because it's good for Parnasa. I want to go to the class because it's good for this. I want to date this girl because it looks good on Instagram. I want to get married because my sins are going to be contained. You understand? I want to do things, but I really want to do things because I want to receive. What happens is when you're in that energy, your intention is really, really not so good. And you're going to end up with sadness. Basically, anytime we have anxiety or sadness, it's teaching us that we are in very much receiving energy. We are not in giving energy. Nobody tells you, I'm so anxious because I'm not giving enough. I'm anxious because I don't know if this is going to work out. I'm anxious because I don't know if this is going to happen. I'm anxious about the outcome. Nobody's sad because I'm so sad I gave so much. I can't believe I have so many classes. I'm so upset. We only give sadness, anxiety, and sadness is teaching us one thing. We are in massive receiving energy. We are not in giving energy. We're not in giving energy. We're in massive receiving energy. And the problem is teaching you, this is why when we know from sadness, we can come to happiness. So the second energy is giving to receive. That's all we're doing is we're giving, but we want to receive. For example, let's say somebody has a court order and they have to go to treatment. They're not going to treatment because they want to become better. They want to go to treatment because they have a court order. The third type of giving is giving to give. When you give to give, you cannot not be happy. How many times have we said, I was so nice to this girl and look what she did to me in back? No good deed goes unpunished. How many times have we said that? I can't believe I did this for this person and they did this for me. Anybody ever said that? Yes? A few times? Yes. I'm not talking to this person because look what they did to me. And I did this for them. How many times have we said that? I did a favor for this guy and look what he did to me in return. A lot. It's a common thing. And we say, yeah, you're right. No. Because that means you were giving for the wrong reason. When you give to give, you do not care about the end. You do not care about the results. You do not care about the outcome. Because what happens is if we're not giving for the right reason, then all of a sudden our intentions are off. And this is why most marriages break, most relationships break, because what do people say? I'm not receiving enough. I'm not receiving enough. And the problem is once you go into that receiving energy, you become a hungry ghost. Even if you receive, you know what's going to happen? You're going to want more and more and more. The energy is off. Our job is to come to this world to transform from receiving to giving. That's what you're here in this world. Giving could be going against your nature. Whatever's hard for you, going against your nature. If your nature is to smoke marijuana, you break it by speaking emunah. If your nature is to be angry, your giving is breaking your nature with compassion. If your nature is to not have patience, your nature is to have patience. Whatever is hard for you to do today is how you break your nature. This is why, thank God, we all have tons of things to work on every day. We all have issues, don't we? How many people say, oh, this person has so many issues? You're the biggest issue because you're judging them. You're judging them. If you're telling me that person has so many issues, that means all you're seeing is the negativity in them. You have you have more issues than them because you're not seeing the light in them. So giving to give, when you give to give, you get to the point of mastery. That's the point where you have passion. That's the point where you cannot be upset about the outcome. You cannot be upset about the outcome. If you can master giving to give, then we receive, and by us receiving, we give God pleasure. So because you mastered, because at the end of the day, we were born to receive. We're all born to receive. We have to receive. That's what we are created for. But you're going to get to a point where your receiving is actually making God happy. We make God happy when we receive. Let's say, for example, you've given a lot of charity out, and you love giving charity out, and you love doing things, and you're passionate, then God's going to just use you as the vessel to give money to other organizations. But if we're only concerned about receiving, we're going to end up crying for no reason. And today, the excessive sadness is how the divine is in exile today. The divine is in exile today. It's due to sadness. And our job today is to transform and be happy doing practical things. That means we have to show more passion about what we do. We have to look at what we're doing, and we're doing it with passion because we're trying to fight the sadness today. And what happens is when you have sadness, then comes immorality. Then comes everything else in the world. Because what happens is when people destroy their lives, what do they do afterwards? They look to destroy others. But when people are happy, they lift others. So we are either lifting or we are breaking today. If you're happy, you're lifting people up. You're partners with the Creator. If we're not happy, we're taking everybody down with us today. So you need to understand your intention. I want you to focus more on intention. If I'm dating a girl, if you're going on a date and you have no interest in marriage, don't date. Because now all you're doing is giving to receive. You're not even allowed to go to a car dealership if you can't afford to buy that car. You can't waste the person's time. So sometimes we're taking time from people when we ourselves have no interest in doing anything. We're taking time from them, and that's showing us that our intentions are off. Tonight is about rebuilding. Rebuilding starts with giving. Rebuilding does not start with receiving. So I want you to think about tonight, what in your life can you channel the vessel? For example, let's say you're in a relationship, right? The husband comes home, he wants to give you something. If you receive it with a smile, your receiving is actually making him happy. So women can also give by receiving. But let's say somebody's trying to be nice to you, and you don't know how to receive. And you don't know how to receive. So you're receiving, you don't know how to receive, you can't give. You can't give. So sometimes receiving is actually giving. This is what Kabbalah is all due to. It's due to lights and vessels, receiving and giving. It's a very simple formula. Everything else is just details. Lights, vessels, what energy are you in? Are you in receiving or giving? Everything else that's it. It's that simple. So what happens? When Hashem sees that you want something, let's say you want to get married, let's say you want to break a habit, let's say you want to really break through on something, what is he going to do? He's going to give it to you just like that? No. You know what he's going to do to you? He's going to give you the exact opposite energy. He's going to give you the exact opposite energy. Why would God give you the exact opposite energy if you're trying to go the right way? Why would He do that? Why would He do that? To see if your intentions are real. How do I know your intentions are real? I'm going to test you with a setback and to see what you do with the setback. So very often we want to get married, we're going to meet karma mates before we meet soulmates. Very often we're going to go into business, we're going to get into failures before we're successful. Very often. Very often. Because if we want something, what is God's going to give us? He's going to give us the complete opposite of it. You want to start praying and connecting to God? You know what's going to happen? You're not going to feel like wanting it. Because the first inspiration is created in heaven. So He gives you the desire. And then what He does? Then He says, okay, I gave you the desire, but now I have to take it away so you could build your own vessel. So what happens is we will always get setbacks before a new light that's going to come. Before something new, just like the stock market. The stock market had to go to crash before a brand new light came. The relationship has to crash before the new light comes. Why? Because in Kabbalah, yesterday and today we're the yortzeit of the Arizal. The Arizal tells us the shattering of the vessels are constantly happening to our lives. And the reason why vessels shatter is so they can create new ones. So if something shatters in your life, it's because it's meant to create a new vessel. It's not meant to give up. It's not meant to give up, and it's not meant. I can save hundreds of relationships if people had the right mindset. There's people dating that should have been married already. But because the thing broke, they didn't know how to build a new vessel. That's it. The vessel, what happens? The vessel broke, never built again. How many people have been divorced and says, you know what, I'm never getting married again? Never getting married again. How many people have gone through businesses and gotten depressed because they lost money in businesses? How many times? How many times has this happened in your life and you're not getting the lesson? That's the story of life. The story of life is things will break and new things will be created. If you don't get this lesson in life, you cannot fix your mental health issues. You will not fix your anxiety issue. You will not fix your sadness issue because you're not understanding the way God creates the world. Because if I gave you something, if I don't have a lack in my life, then you'll never have an appetite. And we know already that desire creates the vessel. For example, let's say you're going to go to an amazing meal tonight at 9 o'clock at night. And this is an incredible amount of food, Michelin star chef or Bukharian chef with 20, 35 dishes. But what happens if all of a sudden at 8 o'clock you have a big breakfast, at 9 o'clock you have a snack, God forbid you go through 1 hour without a snack. At 10 o'clock, you reward yourself with another snack. At 11 o'clock, you have lunch. At 12 o'clock, you have dessert. At 1 o'clock, you keep on eating. By the time the meal comes at 9 o'clock, even if you taste it, which is delightful, you're not going to enjoy it because you didn't have an appetite. But if I told you, listen, the whole day you're going to have to fast. Because this is an incredible meal coming at 8 o'clock, and you fasted the day, that same person at 8 o'clock ate, he had a tremendous amount of pleasure from the meal, while the other person had absolutely no pleasure from the meal. Two people had the same meal. One had tremendous pleasure. The other one had no pleasure. So our Creator's will is He wants to give pleasure to us. But if He gave you the pleasure without an appetite or without a contraction, you wouldn't appreciate it. If I came here every day to speak, you would have 10 people here. You'd have 10 people here because it's too repetitive. There's no desire. There's no lack. There's nothing. So this is why things in life, sometimes they have to take a little bit of a distancing. They have to create a tzimtzum, Kabbalistically. We need to contract the light in order to create a new vessel. But what do we say? It's not working. I tried. How come this guy's receiving? This is the problem today. The problem today has nothing to do with God. The problem has today with our vessel. Is that we're not learning the lessons and we're not rebuilding with bigger vessels and we're hating the messenger. The biggest sinat chinam, the biggest baseless hatred is saying, I'm upset because of this guy. I'm upset because of my wife. I'm upset because this guy took money from me in business. Yeah, he broke your vessel. I'm upset because my competitor robbed me. This is the biggest mishugak sinat chinam today. When we say somebody else, but the Creator did it to us. That's the number one way to get stuck in life. Somebody else, but the Creator did it to us. Somebody else did it, not the Creator. When you do that, you lose the connection. Okay, no problem. Now go deal with it on a practical level. So this is exactly what did the spies say? They're giants. They're giants. They're going to kill us. They what? Giants? They're going to kill us? God told you to go to the land. But they said, no, it's the messenger. Look, they're giants. They're going to kill us. They fell into the trap of using rationality before faith. You fell into the trap of using logic before faith. You fell into the logic trap. Just like all these Columbia students, these geniuses. They're so smart, but not wise. You can be very, very smart and be very, very sad. But I'll tell you something. Wise people are very happy. Because they understand that their wisdom is nothing without God. So if there's any area that you've quit today, it's because you are now you are playing too much of your Creator. You didn't have the right intentions. That's why you quit today. You quit praying. You prayed to get, not to connect. You quit a relationship. Your intentions were, I really didn't receive. Now it happens to all of us. It happens to all of us. But the biggest lights, Kabbalistically, come after the biggest breaking of the vessels. The biggest lights, our sages tell us that the biggest lights come from the breaking of the vessels. Even the first 10 commandments broke, guys. You don't think God could have nailed it on one shot? God couldn't have nailed it on one shot. We need 10 commandments? Because the second 10 commandments, even because the Jews sinned with the golden calf, but the second 10 commandments were much greater than the first ones. Because it introduced the oral Torah, etc. So you could even see, why do I need 10 commandments? Why do we need to break the tablets? Because breaking is blessing. Breaking is blessing. Breaking is blessing for a new appetite, for a new renewal, for a new light. It's not to get sad, depressed, and quit. And this is why we are crying for no reason. Because our intentions are off, and we're not looking at everything for the best. We're not viewing everything for the best. And the only difference is between one successful person and another one is they don't take blessing, they don't take breaking negatively. I could be honest with you guys. I almost had a divorce 6-7 months ago. And I'm teaching these classes. And the vessel broke. But was rebuilt after that vessel? A new book, a new relationship. I would have never gotten to that new light if it wasn't for a breaking of the vessel. So I'm telling you, I'm experiencing this on a personal level. The light that came out of that light after that breaking, it would have never come out on its own. It would have been impossible because that light was too big for the vessel that we had. So there's so much beauty in the breaking. You know what they do in Japan when something breaks? You know what they do? They fill it with gold. Nice hat, brother. They fill it with gold. They rebuild the vessel with gold. Very good. They refill it with gold. Isn't that beautiful? They don't talk to their therapist for 25 hours a day. Do you understand that? They refill it with gold. They're not in therapy for 5 years. Talking about what are we going to do with this mess? What are we going to do with these broken vessel? They refill it with gold. They're resilient. That's what they do. That's what resilient people do. This is our nation. This is what we do. We don't break, we rebuild stronger. And this is going to happen over and over again in your life. I'm sorry to tell it to you. It's going to happen to you over and over again. The contraction, the breaking of the vessel, the new light. And then what happens? It's going to break again. Over and over again. So when you say, I'm not feeling it, I feel stuck, sometimes you need a breaking. Sometimes you need a rock bottom. Sometimes you need the vessel to break. And what we're responsible for in life is really we're never supposed to be responsible for the outcome of things. This is up to our Creator. All we're supposed to be responsible for is the efforts. Anytime that we are chasing the efforts, we're chasing the results, the timing of the results. Let's say a person wants to get married, and he wants to marry to that person. When you pray, you're supposed to surrender when it's going to happen, to who it's going to happen, and how it's going to happen. That does not belong to us. The timing, the form, the way it's going to happen. It's not our business. Our business is to go, put the desire out there, but we cannot play God by saying, well, I need it to happen now. I need it to happen with this person. It may be not meant to be for this person. It's maybe not meant to be this form. You want to focus on wealth, focus on being in a wealthy state. How are you going to make money? If you're going to cut hair, you're going to sell watches, you're going to do something else, that's not up to you. That will come. We're not supposed to be even interested in the outcome. When we're too involved in too much of the outcome, and we're upset by the results, and again, we're all human beings, it's teaching us we are in the wrong lane. We go, we put our efforts, and then we surrender the outcome. I'm not telling you have to sit there and do nothing. No, I'm telling you, be aggressive, pray for it, desire it, manifest it, but the most important part of it is to walk away from it. We can't manifest, pray for it, desire it, and then stand here, okay, when is it happening? That's not called manifestation. That's called controlling. There's a big difference between controlling the outcome and surrendering the outcome. And the reason is because our higher power, our Creator, always wants the best from us. So He will give it to us when it's good for us. Sometimes receiving something before the right time can actually be the wrong thing for you. Such as, Gedale, I need to get married, I'm depressed. That's not the time for a husband, that's the time for a therapist. How is that going to solve your problem? You think every married person is happy today? No. You can't come to a marriage with an empty cup. What do you think? You're going to 7-Eleven? Fill me up? Fill me up, everybody. Fill me up. You can't come to a marriage empty. You can't come to a marriage to drain somebody. You got to be married. Your job is to fill your cup so much that the other person, all they do is overspill it. This is why the biggest blessing is found in a house where the cup is spilling over. Not refilling the cup, spilling over the cup. You come in with your abundance, your wife comes in with her abundance, and you both spill over the blessing. Not depend on the blessing from somebody else. Because when you walk in like this, then you're walking as a receiver. And you're walking as a receiver, what happens if you don't receive right away? Then you're going to get out, you're going to leave. When you walk in ready to get, all you're going to get is a get. What do you think it's called, a get? Because all you're doing is getting. You're right. You want to get? You're going to get a get. So this is the most important thing in everything we do. Before you pray, before you date, before you deal with somebody, before you try to control your husband, control your spouse. Today, believe it or not, people come to relationships in order to change people. Would you believe that? Not even AI does that. People go into relationships, okay, you need to change this, you need to change this, you need to change this. What is this? People are going into relationships in order to control people, like they own them. What do you think? It's a 10-year lease on the person? It's not a lease. You have to go in there, and if you don't like something about somebody else, you know what you need to do? Change the way you look at it. I don't like this? Well, too bad. I need to change the difference. There was a great, great study. I believe the guy who created the Love Lab, where he testified, what's the key to successful relationships? What is the key? And he says the biggest key to happy relationships is that there was 80% positive interactions with the other person versus 20% negative interactions. That means you had more positive interactions with the person. A positive interaction could be sending a text, compliments, cooking for the person, physical touch, doing favors for them. 4 positive, 1 negative. Criticism is 1 negative. But how many people walk in, 80% criticism, okay, I'll cook you dinner tonight. You're going in there with a very negative eye. And again, all of these things are causing the destruction of the temple today. So again, what's our lane? How we respond to what happens. My effort, my healing work, what to focus on. What's God's lane? Whether people change or not. The timing of when things happen. The consequences of people who hurt you. How many of us are waiting in an escrow account waiting for somebody to be punished? I can't wait for that person to be punished. Really? You want to play God? It's not your business. I can't wait. That's not your business. Justice and ultimate accounting, that's not our business. So the trap today is trying to change people. The trap today is trying to control the outcome of events. The trap today is being too much with the wrong intention. And this is where the biggest, when Isaiah introduced, and he says, do me a favor, I don't want their offerings, because their offerings have not become something part of them. Their offerings have become something completely distant from me. That means all their offerings, they were just doing it as a ritual. They had no heart in it. They had no heart. Their intentions are not the right intentions. So this is where today I'm asking you, in everything you do, because the way you do everything is the way you do anything. I want you to think about, if you're struggling in an area, I want you to think about, number one, what your intentions are. I want you to think about, are you in more receiving energy or are you more in giving energy? I want you to think about, are you more focused on conditions changing or are you more focused on changing your states? This is what we do. You have a relationship that's not working. You're single. Maybe I'm in the wrong energy. Maybe I'm just in an expectation mode. That's receiving energy. Maybe I expected this out of this person. And guess what? The way it works in life is we affect the observer. So if I'm looking at you negatively, my look affects you. We can actually affect people in our lives by the way we look at them. So it's not even just a mind thing. There's an energetic force that I'm affecting the observer. And this is where we have to restore tonight. And I promise you, once you get and you diagnose what the real problem is, because most of our problems, if I could tell you 90% of the calls that I get today, and I've been doing this for a long time, even in my addiction centers, 90% of the calls are people misdiagnosing what the problem is. Misdiagnosing the problem. The person comes, I need to come to my treatment so I could stop drinking. No, drinking is a symptom of your anger problem. I need to stop my cocaine addiction. No, you have no self-confidence. I need to stop my heroin addiction. No, you need love. What do you think heroin is giving you? Love. What do you think cocaine is giving you? Confidence. What do you think alcohol is doing to you? 90% of what you think is the problem is not the problem. It's not the problem. Only when you can come. How do we fix what the problem is? We come to the Creator. We have a set time to speak to Him. And we start thanking Him for the problem right away. We don't want to resist the issue anymore. We want to thank Him. Creator of the world, thank you for my cocaine addiction. Thank you for my struggle with my wife. Thank you for my struggle with my husband. Thank you for my being single. Because what happens is if you start thanking, you could start revealing what the issue is. The more you complain about it, the more it becomes concealed and concealed and concealed. So the first thing is you have to dedicate time. Just say, Todah. Thank you. Thank you exactly for this issue. And I'm going to dedicate 20 minutes a day thanking you for not being married. What? You're going to spend 20 minutes a day talking to God saying thank you for not being married? Yes. Because as long as I start thanking, I'm going to start getting awareness of what needs to be changed. But the minute I'm complaining, I'm sad, I'm crying for no reason, I will continue to cry for no reason. The recipe is the same, guys. So think about the biggest issue in your life. Spend 20 minutes a day thanking God and asking Him to be able to fix the spiritual root of the issue. What's the spiritual root? What's off? And what's going to happen is when you express gratitude and you're showing a desire to really change, then the unknown will become known. That means prayer is the technology that we need to get the awareness. God's not going to give you awareness on AI. God, what's my problem? AI it. No. It doesn't work like that. It's cute for other things. It's cute for a post, but it's not for a problem that God gave you. So prayer itself is the vehicle to create the desire, to create the submission in order to reveal why that's happening. And this is where Rabbi Rush, he wrote a great book, Say Thank You and See Miracles. And the book, all the book says is what are you doing? Is you're going back to the same situation and you're going, instead of complaining about it, you're now praying and you're thanking Him to reveal the hidden light in that situation. But you have to put the time in. You have to put the time in. But I promise you, 90% of what you think is the problem is not the problem. You think the problem with the Jews was that there's giants in the land? You think that was the problem? That wasn't the problem. The problem was they were insecure, they had low self-esteem, and they didn't want to risk their positions. It had nothing to do with that. Zero to do with that. So that's where the purpose of my classes is to make you turn, because remember, everything in life has two aspects. It has the exterior of the issue, which is the physical details, and then it has the essence of the detail. Our job is to break the klipa, to break the shell of the exterior thing, what we think is, such as the money problem, such as that problem, break the vessel and explore the interior of the problem. How many guys have I spent? Thousands of times. I have money issues. I have shalom bayit issues. I need you to talk to my wife. No. Are you in the 40-day challenge or not? You're in feminine energy. How do you expect to create a masculine energy? You're in feminine energy. God forbid, you're doing these things. You're smoking weed. You're watching porn. This is not a marriage issue. This is not a money issue. This is a yesod issue. This has nothing to do with that. That's just a manifestation of everything. How do you lose weight without dealing with the emotional component of why you're not dealing with things in life? It's not a weight issue. It's an emotional issue. So that's what Kabbalah is all about. Getting to the root of the issue. Not getting the same test over and over and over again and being so sad in life and be so anxious and depressed. But at the end of the day, you're not looking at the right issue. I want to bless all of you guys tonight that you should all spend a half an hour of Hisbodedut, of talking to God. I want you to bless you that you should. It's very hard to do, but start internalizing these messages. Start internalizing this message in your heart. Don't look at the fruit, look at the root. Stop telling me you have bad fruits. I couldn't care less. What's the root look like? It's like the guy going and he says, do you have any, my browns are turning leaves. My leaves are turning brown. Do you have any spray paint? Green spray paint. I have anxiety. I need anti-anxiety medication. No, you need to believe that. You need to have more trust. So this is what you guys need to do. You guys need to dedicate 20, 25 minutes a day by yourselves. And you need to start thanking Hashem the first 5-10 minutes, thanking Him for every single situation. And then I want you to dismiss the messenger, the person who you think is causing you the harm. I want you to get rid of the messenger. I want you to thank the Creator. And the last thing, I want you to ask Him to give you the root of the issue. And I promise you, you will see salvations across the board. You will see salvations across the board. So may God bless all of you. We should merit Yeshuot v'neflaot. Amen. Go ahead.
Guys, hold on, don't leave yet. One second, hold on.
God bless you.
All right, so Gedale, everybody here really appreciates everything that you do. And this is the third time you came to our community.
I'm not converting. I'm just kidding.
You're not there yet. And we wanted to do something for you to show you how much we appreciate that you came to us literally 3 times already. I know also in the past. Now, as everybody here knows, or most of you probably know, Gedale gets a lot of his inspiration, motivation from
Rabbi Rouge,
Rabbi
Breslov, Rabbi Nachman.
Rabbi Nachman of Breslov. And we're very appreciative of the fire that you have in you from Rabbi Nachman. So we put something together. I'm looking for Vlad. Where's Vlad? He's on his way, sorry.
Beautiful, it's okay.
Vlad is a very big artist in our community.
Wow.
We put something together for you as a token of our appreciation.
Wow, thank you so much.
The fire that we have in you.
Wow, it's amazing. Wow. Wow, thank you so much. Wow, it's beautiful. Wow. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, everybody. God bless you. God bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Wow, it's beautiful. 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 No, beautiful. Thank you so much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you. God bless you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Can you ship this to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to ship that.
Thank you so much. God bless you.
I'm a fan. I listen to you all
God
the
bless you so
time.
much.
You
Amen.
give me a lot of strength.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. God bless you. God bless you. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay, beautiful. Let's put this away. It's beautiful. Thank you so much. It's beautiful. Thank you so much. God bless you guys. God bless you guys. Okay. God bless you. Thank you. Thank you. Beautiful. Beautiful night. Amazing. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, Rabbi. God bless you. Thank you, brother. You did a beautiful,
Thanks such a beautiful job. I hope you like it.
beautiful. It's
I wanna share
gorgeous.
with you something small.
Huh?
Today I'm debating sometime.
Give me 20 minutes and we'll go. Beautiful.
Am I allowed to ask questions?
Just.
How do you want to do girls and guys? How do you want to?
Girls and guys. But just 20 minutes. 20 minutes. Hi. No, good.
See you.
God bless you. God bless you.
I wanted to ask you a question.
No, I don't have time for questions. Just, yeah, just.
I got you.
We're gonna do 10 minutes. Thank you so much.
for my wife.
Shem should bless you. You should bless you. For success, happiness, and healthy baby.
Amen.
Sexual.
Thank you.
God bless
so much. I
everybody.
really appreciate
God
it.
bless everybody. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. What's up, brother? Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming to New York.
Beautiful,
Thank you.
beautiful,
Trouble
beautiful.
Gedale for 30 seconds.
Beautiful.
Job. You're a great speaker.
Thank you so much. God bless you
I like
guys.
control for 30
Thank you.
seconds.
Thank you. 20 seconds. You have 20 seconds.
Thank
Hi.
you so much.
My
I had
pleasure.
a private call with you a few months ago.
Oh, that's right.
It was so helpful.
Amazing,
Thank
amazing.
you so much for
God
coming.
bless.
So nice to meet you.
Amazing. God bless.
Thank you so much. I need
My pleasure. My pleasure. My pleasure. God bless you. Good.
Thank you so much.
My pleasure. My pleasure. My pleasure. Hey, brother, you finally made it. Nice to see you.
Great. I wanted to just.
Can you invite him to the tonight? Can you invite him?
Tonight.
Okay.
Give me your information again.